So if you're anything like me, you've probably been seeing this particular influenced good being shilled around a lot, which is Magic Spoon. But if you're like me, you've gone, gee, I don't want to spend $40 on 4 boxes of cereal I might not even like. Fortunately for us, maybe they sell it at Target now. So I picked up a $10 box of fruity Magic Spoon grain-free cereal because I wanted to see if the product's actually like decent. And looking at the nutritional info, it's actually sort of interesting, right? So here, it's a 7-ounce box, 198 grams, $10. And based on the serving count, it's about 5 servings container, so $2 per bowl of cereal, which is kind of a rip. And they make a big deal about these 5 net carbs, no sugar, 13 grams of protein. The 13 grams of protein comes from the fact that the cereal is made out of basically like protein powder that they've, see milk protein blend. They will say this in the little spiels, the little ads. It's the milk protein blend is what gives us the protein. So that's certainly something. 25% of your daily value in 1 serving of Magic Spoon. Pretty nuts. And then if you look at the total carbohydrates, it's 15, which does not look like 5 net carbs. It's 15 grams. 5 grams of net carbs versus 15 grams of carbohydrates. How does the math work? Well, they tell you they do 15 carbs minus 1 gram of fiber, because I guess there's 1 gram of fiber in this and that doesn't count. And then 9 grams of allulose, which is the sweetener that they derive from like monk fruit and some other stuff. It has a little blurb here, but basically the FDA doesn't count allulose as sugar the way other kind of sugar derivatives are counted, because apparently the body doesn't metabolize it in the same way. That's how they're able to get those numbers. Now let's compare Magic Spoon, the fruity flavor, to probably the closest analog I haven't even tasted this, by the way, so this could be completely wrong, but here's Froot Loops, right? Froot Loops, if we look at the box, 150 calories for 1 1/3 versus the, for Magic Spoon is only 1 cup. But if you look at the grams, it's 39 grams versus 38 grams. So I was going to initially make fun of Froot Loop, or make fun of Magic Spoon for being like cheating their numbers, but really it seems like it's just a more dense cereal based on the fact that it's made out of protein powder instead of grains and air. Here, the numbers are kind of significantly different, right? There's a lot more fat, again, probably because of the milk protein in the Magic Spoon cereal. I think it's about the same sodium. Yeah, actually a little less sodium. The carbohydrate count is significantly smaller, even if you're not counting net grams. Like this is 34, Froot Loops is 34, Magic Spoon is 15. Pretty good. Fiber wise, it's just a difference of 1 gram, and protein significantly less for the Froot Loops. Again, this is made of grains and stuff, and it has gluten in it. Magic Spoon does not. So if you at the very least want to eat cereal but can't have gluten, Magic Spoon certainly exists for you. So let's just try. Actually, let's have some Froot Loops first. I'm going to open this box. That's what it looks like. It looks kind of like Froot Loops. I imagine it probably tastes the same. So Froot Loops, here's a handful. I think they all taste the same. There's like a Matt Pat video about Froot Loop flavors, but it's it's got that sweet kind of sort of citrusy taste. Oh, that's Froot Loops. You know what I mean? Nothing else really tastes like Froot Loops. It's definitely sweet. I personally don't even really like Froot Loops. It's not my favorite cereal, but Magic Spoon. Here we go. Okay. First of all, these have like kind of a weird texture, and they definitely feel more dense. Okay. So they taste almost exactly like Froot Loops, but less strong. And they have less of a bite to them than a Froot Loop does. I don't know if you can hear the crunches from me chewing, but the Froot Loops crunch is pretty strong and satisfying, whereas these kind of, it's like eating styrofoam. Not necessarily a bad way, they kind of crumple and melt in your mouth. As somebody who doesn't like Froot Loops, I think I honestly prefer the Magic Spoon because you have that fruit flavor. Actually, the aftertaste of the Magic Spoon, very similar to Trix. More so than Froot Loops. Yeah, these taste like an off-brand of Trix versus an off-brand of Froot Loops. But still less strong. All right, so that's, should we try it in milk? No, let's try it in milk. Do 2 bowls. 2 bowls, get some milk. We're cooking. So we have Magic Spoon on the left, Froot Loops on the right. These certainly look more fun, but honestly, these are really saturated in color, whereas these are more washed out in a way that to me is a little aesthetically pleasing. Just from eating the dry cereal, I really enjoyed, I'm kind of liking the Magic Spoon. I kind of want to eat more of it. So get these kind of, I don't want to use too much milk, but just enough to like kind of let everybody hang out. So let's do another bite of the Froot Loops. Use a little more milk. All right, another one. The Froot Loops are definitely better with the milk. For sure, definitely better. It's because it's less of a concentrated flavor, but I still would prefer like a Trix flavor. All right, so let's try the Magic Spoon with milk. It's pretty close to Trix. Honestly, this should have been a comparison to Trix and not Froot Loops. And I imagine the comparison would be even more favorable to Magic Spoon in that instance. Okay, so it's still Magic Spoon's I don't think if I was eating Magic Spoon by itself and not eating it next to Froot Loops, I'd be less critical of the texture. Honestly, the texture seems worse with the milk. Like it tastes like a crunchier styrofoam than if I was eating it dry. And I'm not sure how, but it has more of a bite to it with the milk somehow. Or maybe the Froot Loops has less of a bite with the milk, and Magic Spoon doesn't deteriorate as much with the milk. I have no idea. And the more I eat of it, actually, the less I like it. It's weird. It was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like Trix and pretty good. And now that I'm eating it with milk, I'm like, you can taste, like, obviously these are both very artificial, right? It's breakfast cereal, but Magic Spoon has a weird flavor to it. Like, it's starting not even to taste like anything at all. But maybe my taste buds are just fried. Let's go back to the Froot Loops. Get another comparison. Yeah. Like Froot Loops has this nice kind of subtle citrusy sweetness. And it still has a decent crunch, even though it's been sitting in the milk. You know, that's not bad. It's not bad. Well, I guess to get down to brass tacks, Magic Spoon, even if you don't believe in the fake sugar stuff to get to those net carbs, it's still less sugar per serving by grams, which are, if the grams, it's 39 grams versus 38 grams, right? So pretty comparable serving sizes as far as mass. You can just say, okay, a Magic Spoon loop is a little bit more dense than a Froot loop, which is fine. You know, if you're snacking them out of the bag, obviously, I think you're gonna feel a little bit more cheated with Magic Spoon, but $2 for a bowl of cereal if you really care about a sugary cereal that doesn't, or a cereal that tastes sugary without being as bad for you as a regular cereal, then sure, Magic Spoon's great. If you can't have grain or gluten, I think Magic Spoon's a great cereal substitute if you still want to have cereal. If you're on a ketogenic diet or, you know, just trying to lower your carbs in general, there are better ways of doing that than eating a fake cereal. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, if you really care about the carb stuff, just, you know, eat a plate of eggs or something, right? Or just, you know, don't eat dog food, right? Because cereal's like dog kibble, but for children, and I guess adults now with Magic Spoon. But I think this is what, $4 versus 10, and this will cost you, and there's what, 7 servings versus 5, and this is $4. So, you know, do what you will. I think, guys, it's so weird. I keep trying to like come up with a conclusion, and I'm going to back and forth, and just nothing tastes like anything anymore. It's not bad. And again, if you really had if you really needed to lower your carbs and you still wanted to have a cereal, or if you need a quick breakfast. One other mention though is that kids cereals, and I think cereals in general, are fortified with a lot of vitamins and stuff. That is not the case with Magic Spoon. I mean, I think the vitamins are pretty low. I mean, that's nothing compared. I mean, there's like a laundry list of vitamins for Froot Loops, right? So again, if you already have a balanced diet and you already are eating other foods and you just want a quick breakfast and you don't mind spending the money and you want it to be less unhealthy, but you're not going to eat, like, say, you know, one of the cereals that are not fun and for kids, sure, Magic Spoon is a great choice. But if you notice how many if statements I was using there, you know, it's a hard sell, right? Like, I think it's interesting to try, and I certainly would like to try some of their other flavors that don't even necessarily have an analog to another cereal, right? Like, they have a blueberry flavor. There's not a whole lot of blueberry flavored cereal that's available everywhere. Magic Spoon, if you buy it in bundles of 6, you get like a $5 discount, and I think if you have it on auto renew, you can get the discount, another discount. So if you are going to Costco level lengths to make this more affordable for yourself, or if you have a huge family of people who can't eat sugar, then okay. There's just healthier breakfasts out there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Try it out. See what you think. Let me know if you've had any Magic Spoon in the comments. Magic Spoon is certainly okay. It is definitely a fake cereal, a lesser cereal, just from taste and texture, but maybe makes up for it with the nutritional benefits, but not as far as fiber and and fat and vitamins are concerned. And it's also a lot more expensive. So, you know, just make some eggs for breakfast if you care about protein and not having carbs. So yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Hopefully this was helpful in some way. Maybe you can make an informed decision when you're being influenced by people on Instagram and YouTube. So thank you for checking out this video, and see you in the next one.